Hi, today I want to talk about alcohol, insulin resistance, insulin, blood sugar, and diabetes, and how they work together, and how they affected me, and how they might be affecting you. So, obviously, insulin is something your body needs. Your body needs insulin to help balance blood sugars in your body. And then, blood sugar and diabetes. Your body needs blood sugar to build muscle, to help your body function. Diabetes is just a mathematical, just a number of how much sugar you have in your body over the last so many months. And how alcohol affects all that is kind of interesting, that I never really understood before, but I have a better understanding now. I used to think that I was maybe an alcoholic. I don't know. I was having a problem with alcohol. But now I'm kind of realizing that it may have just been a blood sugar problem. That may have been my issue all along. And I don't completely understand that, but it does make a little bit of sense. At least now it does. It does a little bit more. So a day in the life of me many years ago would be, I would go to a local pizza place with my buddy. You know who you are. We used to go all the time. We used to go get some pizza, go get some food, go get some chicken wings, and that obviously would spike blood sugars for both of us. Definitely for me. But that food would spike my blood sugar, and then I would follow it up with some beer. And the way that that works is the food and the carbs in the food spikes blood sugar, and then the alcohol actually lowers blood sugar. And I don't completely understand exactly how that works, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a healthcare specialist, I don't totally know. But I'm reading a lot about it, and it does say that things say that the alcohol does lower the blood sugar. So I would spike my blood sugar with carbs and sugar, and then I would drink alcohol, which would lower the blood sugar, and my body would go into a push and pull of blood sugar and alcohol. As I would drink more alcohol, I would need more sugar in my system, which I would get it from the beer as well as from whatever food that I was eating. Like I said, my body would go into this push and pull of carbs and sugar and alcohol. And I guess the good thing is they would kind of cancel each other out a little bit. The bad thing is that all along the way, my brains were just getting scrambled, and the only way that the whole cycle would end was not like literally passing out, but kind of passing out. And actually, this happened before when I used to drive back from New York City. I used to get, I don't know, a couple Starbucks coffees at the rest areas along the way. I live in upstate New York, so I can drive sometimes 2 or 3 hours. In 2 or 3 hours, I could drink a couple of Starbucks coffees. And by the time I would get home after drinking 2 or 3 Starbucks coffees, I would walk into my house. I would sit down at a chair right inside my front door, right inside my door, and it would just knock me out because I would be so swimming in just sugar and I don't know, insulin, I guess. I think the Starbucks used to spike my insulin, and I would end up just laying down and sleeping for 2 hours because the carbs and sugar in my body were just wrecking my metabolism. But now this cycle with alcohol, insulin, and sugar and diabetes, I think that there's probably people out there. It might be you. It might be somebody that you know that's confused about why they're having problems. When they drink too much, there's going to be some alcohol related issues. But why the beer, or just the way that they eat, and then alcohol, why it causes them like a crash after not too long. It doesn't take too long to go through that cycle before you just crash. It used to take me a little bit longer. I had a buddy that we would go out drinking and having dinner and stuff, and as soon as we get to anywhere where he could sit down, he'd be passing out just falling asleep. And I was always like, what the heck? What's that all about? No, I mean, now I understand it a little bit more because I was doing the same thing, except for my time cycle was a little bit later than his, I think. Maybe he woke up later and just got his cycles back and was able to sleep it off normally. But he used to just fall asleep sitting at the table, just waiting for I don't know, waiting for something to happen, I guess. I don't know. Or waiting to see whatever next was going to happen. That whole thing of not understanding why, like, the alcohol just floods your body and just makes you, like, end up passing out. It's kind of confusing. Even though it makes sense that if you drink too much, you're going to pass out. But it's weird how this whole thing with blood sugar and insulin and alcohol hits you. It's a lot faster and it's a lot harder. It's like it's kind of like the way it feels for some people when they eat a lot of turkey for turkey dinner, for turkey dinner for Thanksgiving. They go and sit down on the couch and watch some football or something. 30 seconds later, they're asleep. It's kind of the same. It's kind of the same exact thing. It actually is the same thing. Same thing where carbs get spiked and blood sugars just spike. And then next thing you know, you're asleep. Hey, if you have any comments or thoughts on this, do me a favor. Leave it below. I'm interested to hear what you have to say or what you think. If I'm just rambling and not making any sense, ask me some questions. I'd be more than happy to answer them. Because I do know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure that I'm right. It doesn't totally make sense, but it does make sense. Hey, if you're subscribed, thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, please consider it. Hope you had a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.